Thank you, Kano and Prakash, for joining today. It's an exciting day to be able to have both of you guys on. Your goals for 2024 was any New Year's resolutions?
Okay, so we have three resolutions for this year. One is to establish Heartcore's license sales in United States. Number two, to expand the business and to achieve a double of the revenue last year. Number three, the providing support to venture company. These three we have.
Awesome. And for you, Prakash?
Okay, so was this a personal resolution or a business resolution?
Well, it could be any. That's the good part about the actual question.
Okay.
So
on the personal side, like I wanted to hit gym more often than last year. We're reaching close to 50, so got to be pay attention to the health. That's on the personal side. On the business side, being a part of a group company, which is a publicly listed company, we as a team have to make Carnosan vision reality, right? So we will all be working together, helping each other as a group company to make all his resolution a reality. That's my resolution.
well, I mean, the gym one is, I think that for me going into the 40s too was one of those realities. I definitely have to start doing that again.
Yeah.
Kana-san, you're just fit. So is that one of your resolutions also?
Yes, yes, of course.
Awesome. Well, the first question for you, Kano, is what is Heartcore Enterprise?
Okay, so we have three different divisions at this moment. And one, we provide a software. So our main software is CMS, Content Management System for the website. We focus on the enterprise client, especially in Japanese. So we have the client such as Sony, Toyota, Honda, Panasonic, very well-known brands they have. And we have another division we call digital transformation. We provide process mining, task mining, and RPA, robotics process automation. So what is process mining is getting the log data from backend system and analyze it and easy to find a critical solution. So for example, one of our client, IHI, they create jet engine for the airplane. Please imagine how many parts the jet engine has. It's over several thousand parts. This means they have over 1,000 distributors, suppliers. It is almost impossible to control entire suppliers. So if they want to reduce time, delivery time, it's a very tough work because nobody knows entire business process. But our process mining to easy to find how to reduce delivery time. So this is good for the enterprise client at this moment. And the task mining is get data from desktop, and we create the automation with RPA. This is our company. And one more thing, I'm sorry. So we start Go IPO business 2 years ago. So we bring a Japanese company into US stock exchange. So fortunately, we engage 11 clients, and the 2 of them already start trade, become public company. So many of venture company in Japan willing to become public in US market. This is our business.
Oh, awesome. Now with the CMS, what problem are you solving in today's market? I know that when we look at some of the CMS platforms out there like Adobe and so forth, how does yours compare to Adobe, and what problems are you trying to look for?
Yeah, so we have many competitors. For example, Adobe is one of them, and WordPress is an open source software is our competition. So, but we focus on the enterprise client. So some of enterprise client require very niche function. For example, it's a ticket master or a ticket sales company. They need huge access. For example, Ticketmaster sell a Taylor Swift ticket So everybody want to buy ticket at the same time. So huge access at the second. So our software take care of this huge access. And as a client, they want to publish 10,000 pages at the same time. So it's almost impossible to publish 10,000 pages, include image, include a PDF file, include JavaScript, many files. So our CMS is easy to publish 10,000 pages within a second. So this is very niche function. Tiny company, the mid-class company never require this function. However, enterprise client really need these things. So we focus on these areas.
That's exciting to hear your vision for what's to come in 2024. Now, Prakash, wanted to get to you. What is Sigmaways, and what are you doing to solve some of our clients' problems?
Oh, sure. Let me put it in a very simple term. So Sigmaways is a technology solutions company specialized in digital transformation, data engineering, and product engineering services, right? So we are headquartered in Fremont, California. So with offices in US, Canada, Europe, India, and also in Japan now. Yeah, with the merger, we have multiplied the opportunities and the problems that can be solved. I'm super excited about like what lies ahead for us as a group company.
Yeah, it just coming back to this 1-year merger that Sigmaways and Heartcore has done. Congratulations. From last month was the 1-year anniversary. How has that partnership evolved from sitting down with Kanno-san and then getting it to the merger point to 1 year later?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for asking this, David. Yes, we just completed 1 year for merger. It's been great getting to know our parent company in Japan. Not just that, like trying to understand how they solve the problems. Like some of the problems that we just heard, how Heartcore is solving using their digital transformation suite of products, and also the CX suite of products, right? But I also had a first-hand experience talking to some of the key customers in Japan, and how, as a team, they're committed to solve pressing problems in the CX space and the DX space. So with so many customers we have on the other side of the aisle, I see there's a greater opportunity for us. Heartcore being a product company, we being a solutions company, I think we can nicely complement each other moving forward. And this is a great opportunity for both sides. At the end of the day, I think the very reason for we came together with the merger, our philosophy were similar. Heartcore philosophy is about happiness, happy customers, happy work, happy life. And our philosophy is also similar, like, so we help people to advance in their career and life. So not just our philosophy were matching, our intent to solve customer problems at large were also very similar. Like that made us to come together, walk together, and like, so we are complementing each other. And I only see like the opportunities are multiple at both sides. In other words, like, so we have all the ingredients. We just have to figure out the best recipe for our customers on both sides.
Yeah, I think people in the industry are starting to notice this combo of group of teammates and be able to go across country and across the Pacific. Now, Kanno-san, the same question as I asked Prakash, how has the merger been for you, and how's that partnership evolving?
Okay, so we start our business in Japan. However, we listed in Nasdaq US market, so we need to expand the US business. And fortunately, Prakash Sigmaways is a very good fit for our hardcore enterprises. So once we merge last year, we try to expand the business each other. So 2022, our revenue it was only 8 million. However, last year, 2023, it was 23 million, almost 2.5 times last 2 years ago. And this year, I expect more. So our business growing. And last month, we established a Vietnam joint venture company. So we try to expand the business in Asia and the Pacific. So Sigmaway help us to develop and sales our license. And yes, so I think Sigmaway and Hardcore is a great synergistic each other's.
Definitely. I believe that 2024 and then the next 2-3 years we're going to see an explosion, both internally and externally, as the market starts shifting and understanding what we do. One of the questions that I asked for you, going into this new AI boom, is there anything that Heartcore is doing around the AI sector?
Yes, of course. AI is like a kids, not kids, it's a baby at this moment. However, many of our clients require AI. So they think AI makes everything. AI think as it's adult, but actually it's not yet. But we need to keep development with our software because AI makes, for example, it's web design, and AI makes web content. AI makes everything for the future. So we need to keep track AI functions. So we have an AI team inside our company at this moment. So we try to create good solution with AI.
What are some of your biggest failures to date in your career and personal life that if you had to do it over again, what would you do?
Okay, so my big failure is I always make a very big failure every year. So, but my biggest failure is so I create my first business after graduating my university. It was a sporting goods company. I create snowboard boom in Japan. So nowadays, snowboard is very popular. But at that time, nobody knows a snowboard. So I create a snowboard market in Japan. However, I was young and I was very rich. So rich people buy a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, and it's a real estate, everything. I spent a lot. So unfortunately, I bankrupt. So this is my big failure.
That's great to hear, because I think that this brings back to life that not every successful venture will actually end up being ultimately the most successful part that you do in life. And to hear the failures based on some of the traps that we get into, the more money you make, the more problems that we have. I think we all know that song. That to see that you could come full circle and now grow something like Heartcore Enterprise and have it on list on NASDAQ, it just shows your entrepreneur spirit that I think we all could sit back and applaud and love to know more about those in the future.
Yes.
And for Prakash, the same thing for you. What's one of your biggest failures that you've had today?
Yeah, many, like at the same time, I see failures as an opportunity for growth, and more so, it's a learning in disguise, like they come and teach you something. The failures come and teach you something and make you strong. So that said, my failure in the last foreseeable years, when we pivoted into a product, something called as Ad Probo in the employee engagement space. So I believe, like sometimes you have to try hard enough to figure out the product market fit. So I don't know, like so I feel that like we could have tried a bit more hard enough, right? But along the way, the outcome was not in alignment with our expectation. But it did teach us a lesson, like okay, how to pivot and how not to pivot. That's a valuable lesson I have learned during the course of that failure, right? Um, and again, like I think, like just like me and many others who have gone down this path, uh, as long as you don't repeat that mistake again, right? From what you have learned, I think that's a big wisdom. So we continue to draw inspiration from others, like people like Kano, like I've been looking up to him, like how he took the company public at a record time. And more so, like how the number of customers they are serving. You can draw inspiration from all walks of life. But my biggest lesson is, uh, you know, how to pivot, not how not to pivot uh, in the recent past.
Yeah, that's I remember those days, and I think that the one thing that I respect and always respect about you is you've always given something 120%, and if it fails, you always came back with a lesson from it, and then been able to turn it around to where you guys are today with Sigmaways and Heartcore, and this merger and where the rocket ship is going to. So Prakash, that is something that it's good to hear, because I think when people are looking at it, they all think that, oh, you're doing great and this, you've been around for 17 plus years, you're doing that. And to hear about some of the failures and then come back and the lessons that you've learned from that is pretty awesome. Another one of the questions that I like to ask is, it's important to have mentors, and I've learned that pretty early on in my business career. Who is one of your personal mentors?
So that is a good question for me. So my mentor is my the teacher of my high school. So I still asking him a lot. So I was studying science, and I want to become an engineer at that time. But the teacher strongly recommend to change learning to humanities, because most of CEO coming from humanity areas, not science at that time. It's nowadays, of course, the IT business is big boom. So many of CEO coming from science areas. However, there are no IT, there are no internet at that time. So many of CEO coming from humanity areas. So he recommended me to change my studies. And I have many learning from him. So he's my biggest mentor.
That's awesome to hear that, even from your universities to now, that he's still one of your mentors. Now, to the young people out there, how important is it to have a mentor?
Yes, mentor. If you have a trouble, it's a life. You have many trouble. So if you want to solve it, if you want to fix it, and if you want to find a solution, so you have to ask the mentor. That's the easiest way to do that. For example, if you play the gaming, so role play game, you go to the website, you go buy a book to read how to play the game. It's easy, but the life is complex. So mentor is most important in your life.
Excellent. Now, Prakash, the same question. Do you have a personal mentor, and how important to you are mentors?
Yeah, of course. The way I see it, during your formative years of growing, right, as a child, usually your parents are your mentors, right? Your parents, and then as you grow up, as you are growing, your maybe your uncles, your cousin brothers, you all look up to them, either for mentorship or what we call as like the circle of social security, right? So you lean into them for any kind of advice, and especially the culture I come from, your circle of your social circle is much stronger, right? And then you grow up as an adult, like when you go to universities, college, some of my professors did influence a lot, during my college days, right? I still lean up to some of them if I'm kind of stuck, right? You don't know where to go next. And during my professional career, so I was fortunate enough to work with some of the founders in Silicon Valley, right? During my early stage of my career, before Sigmaways. So I'm still in touch with them, like if for any advice, I reach out to them. They guide me, because these are the guys, like who are big shots in the valley. So having they taking their advice time to time, it really helps when you are completely stuck. Yes, having mentors does give you a it's totally different perspective, and it gives you a sort of confidence that like you are not alone. You are not alone. Like people have gone through this, people have walked through this path, and they just say, okay, hey, like uh, just keep doing what you are doing. Like just it's not don't give up, right? So one customer will change everything, so yeah, having mentor it does really help. It's fortunate that like I have some and Kano-san have some.
Yeah, it's definitely switching gears into this mentorship and then going into the business itself. What's one of the things in your business that you didn't expect that you leaned on the mentor for?
So especially when scaling, right? Like we as a company started back in 2006, from a local boutique consulting company to we've grown into a regional, national, and now like global, right? At every stage of the growth process, there's something new that you are going through, right? And especially when you are scaling globally, the landscapes are different. So having access to mentors, leaning into mentors, they advise, like, okay, what not to do. Like, so you can quickly learn what to do, but what not to do is a very important lesson. Sometimes, like it's a very expensive lesson. If somebody is there, like telling what not to do, it not just saves you your time and resources, but also, the highs and lows that you go through with it.
Good. Now, Kano-san, where do you actually see the industry heading, the CMS industry heading in the next 5 to 10 years?
That is the most good difficult question, because nobody knows 5 years later. But we can predict 2-3 years later. So AI is a big boom in last year and this year. So everybody expect AI create everything. So we need to accelerate AI business for the future. But that is a big challenge for, as you know, so Gemini has a big problem with creating images. So It's teaching for the AI is most important. So we are now developing our own AIs with CMS and teaching them a lot right now.
Now, Prakash, knowing that you're at the forefront since 2006, digital transformation was the term before, and now we're into the AI boom. Where do you see that next wave in the next five to 10 years?
I completely agree with Kano-san. Like it's the pace that technology shift is happening. It's very hard to predict. Like I believe like we are on the brink of what we call as like the AI moment, right? Like the iPhone moment, iPod moment, the internet moment, the PC moment, the microprocessor chip moment. I think we are in the brink of AI moment. It's not just a fad. It is there to make a big impact on the way we run businesses, how we manage businesses. So I think like we all have to embrace for that reality. So we are taking 1 year at a time, and as a group company, we have such a valuable assets called system of record and system of engagement. So this is one idea our COO Osaka-san is driving. So he wants to derive value out of the system of record and system of engagement to a phenomena called system of intelligence, right? I think there's a lot more value can be derived out of these two, system of record and system of engagement. So we are taking 1 year at a time. It's too early to say, too hard to say, like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where the technology is going to end up. But what I can say, I think, as human beings, the human race will adapt, no matter what, right? Even so, as business, to a large extent, will adapt to new things, to new environment, even if the whole context changes. Look at COVID, right? During COVID, how businesses were able to quickly adapt, and even human race, how we all, the human race, were able to quickly adapt. So 5 years from now, 10 years from now, yes, the technology landscape will shift a lot many things. But I think both the human race and the businesses will learn to adapt.
That's a good statement there. The learning to adapt, and business has always done that. And I think that evolution has taught us that we have, as human beings, continue to adapt. This has been a very insightful video for me, and it gives me great joy to be able to sit down with both of you guys today. And before we wrap it up, one of the questions that I like to ask is there one question that I should have asked both you guys, or that you guys wish that I would have asked during the video?
Yes, that is a tough question for me. So I have no request for you.
Yeah, so David, here's my more not a question, but more of a well-wishing, right? You have been driving. First of all, congratulations for launching this podcast for our group companies. We are really looking forward to this, and wish you and the team behind this very best, Veronica, Montana. So yeah, like wish you all the best. So we'd like to see more guests on your show, and good luck.
I definitely appreciate that, Prakash. And
We need to
Kana-san,
have our conversation with you and Kana-san. And it's a delight always talking to Kana-san.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate your guys' time today and look forward to seeing everything in the next and I hope in the next 6 months that when have these podcasts coming out and then we have other guests come on that I'm able to bring you guys back on and then see where the parent companies are.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you, David.
Thank
You guys
very
have a
much.
great one.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Have a
Yeah,
fun.
bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you'll tune in next time. For more information on how we can help your business, check out our website at sigmaways.com. I'd love to hear your feedback. Please send me a message with any topic or questions you want me to cover. Also, if you're in the world of business and technology, I would love to have you as a guest. Please hit the like and subscribe button below and stay up to date on the next video. Once again, I'm David, and this is All Things Business and Technology. Cheers.